chicken. Golden dragon chicken.
Golden dragon chicken.
Okay, I'm going live. 3, 2, 1.
Wait, I did that already, right? I think I did that.
Let me check one thing.
I've never done this before.
Uh-oh.
I don't like the sound of that uh-oh.
I don't know, every time you guys go quiet now, I just think everything drops.
Oh. Trying to get off.
I'm still here. I was just muting because I wanted to make sure that I could check the audio on my side since I did it last week and messed up the like the weirdness that was with the audio. That's all. Let this down.
I love that I have to age verify for this website.
Nice. Okay, and then for the X.
I mean, is there anything on the ESO website that's like...
Well, it's a mature rated 18 plus game, that's why.
Yeah, but the website's pretty mild, isn't it?
They talk about blood and gore sometimes.
I guess.
Which is technically 18 plus content, even though not 18 plus people consume it quite frequently.
Mm-hmm. That right there. Got that. Are you doing okay there?
Yeah, just dry Cheerio got stuck in my throat. Or dry O.
I was like, Cheerio, we had this discussion.
Yeah, we did.
Where the heck is it?
I think I was thinking cereal and O at the same time, so it just kind of combined itself into Cheerio.
There we go. Okay, we're just going to replace this background with... Nab that.
Never take the piece of cake with fondant. Fondant is disgusting. Don't eat the fondant. It's a lie. It might look pretty, but it's meant to look pretty, not taste pretty. I'm staring at the slice of cake on the table and I'm just like, I don't want to eat that palm tree. I know that palm tree is just going to be fondant, and that's probably gross.
Okay.
I ever told y'all the story about the my groom's cake at our wedding?
No.
I didn't get any of it.
That sucks. I'm so sorry.
It was an ice cream sandwich cake. My mother-in-law was like, there won't be more than like 50 people there or something. So she made a cake for like enough for like 20-something people. And we had over 300 people there.
Oh boy.
We opened it up to the church, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Posting on X.
Earn rewards by watching Snugpod Cast play The Elder Scrolls Online. Earn rewards by listening to Never Chew on Dry Cereal. I'm going to stream one day. Just me. And that's going to be the entire stream.
Is you ASMR eating?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to add that to our, soundtrack of bad Snugpod songs.
Yes. Never crunching.
Undaunted contemplation, never crunching, yeah.
I should, alright.
The bear episode, just re-release part of it in the audio. Whatever dumpster fire was last week. Oh god. Anyway.
I'm ready.
I almost forgot to
Post
get it
is-
posted too because my schedule
Post
was
is
different.
tweeted. Tweet is posted. Whatever.
Alright, let's
Whichever way
go.
it goes.
Never stop crunching.
I'm trying to finish. I would share one if I could, but
It's okay, I don't eat sugary things. I had a Twizzler for the first time, and like I can't even remember yesterday, and I was like, ew, this is gross. There's too much sugar in it.
Meanwhile, I'm eating chocolate. Oops.
all right. Let's do this thing, shall we?
You can't say shall we until the 18th.
I was gonna say, what did I do? Leave a tome shell in here? I thought I put them all away. Are we saying shell?
Hello out there in Tamriel land. Tamriel land? Tamriel land? Tamriel land. Hello there. This is Never Separate with a Snugpod Cast. And Never's not alone. Never's never alone. Never is always occupied with other people. So I'm always with people somehow or another. And those two people tonight, thankfully, are my co-hosts. Going crazy back soon. How are you?
I'm good. I was waiting to see where that was going.
I had no idea. Sometimes I just start. You ever watch The Office and it's like, Michael talks about just sometimes he just starts saying something and he doesn't know where it's going. He just follows it till it gets there. Yeah, that's what I was doing.
So you're saying we need to get you a mug that says "World's Best Khajiit."
That would be pretty cool, actually. I think I have one that says "World's Best Dad" or something like that already, but
Nice.
actually I think it says "World's Okayest Dad."
Nice.
Yeah. And Gwen the Bard, what's up?
I just don't know how to respond after all that. That was an interesting intro.
Yeah. Hi. So, yeah. Well, forgive me on the weird intro there, I guess. It's just one of those days. But we're glad to be back. And if you're joining us, we're glad to have you with us. We're going to talk some ESO stuff tonight. And yeah. So, you two, what have you been up to?
Gwen, you go first, just in case.
What haven't I been up to?
Eating O's.
Fair. I meant in game. What haven't I been up to? Mostly I've been doing housing this week, so I already have the Golden Dragon chicken on all servers. Pause for laughter. Please laugh with me. Anyway.
Yes, Golden Dragon Chicken. Whee!
I do believe everyone deserves to fight with honor. I will never stop making that joke now that everyone has the option to fight with honor, and am devising a build that like is the most guartastic thing you will ever see. And then I do want the gold though. I got the gold while I was waiting for you guys to join me online. I did actually earn the gold, so now I just need to get Molag Ball and then I'll have everything. I entered the housing contests. And I tried even better than my best last time, and I'm really proud of everything I made. At the same time, I know it's not that good, but I'm really proud of everything I made, so we'll see how it goes. And then I'm up to level 42 on PCEU, so I'm almost at 50, so eventually I'll be able to do subclassing. And the rest of Stuga's makeup showed up yesterday, so now I get to practice that. I couldn't practice that yesterday like I wanted to, because life. And then my bag is already basically perma-packed, so I don't forget anything for the tavern at this point. And that's it. That's what I've been up to this week for ESO-related things.
I just want to say, you said your house is not that good, but I saw the pictures that you posted of one thing, and if that's what you're entering, I think it's pretty great.
Thank you.
That's all. You're welcome.
Well, crazy. What have you been up to?
I love that you're still eating.
What do you mean I'm still eating? There was no crunching.
There was smacking, though.
There was smacking. Anyway, I got my Golden Honor chicken on PC, so I can fight with honor on PC for Gwen. And I'm almost there on PlayStation, so I am working on that. So much hate. I have been to Solstice, and I am not going to give any spoilers, but it is... I like it a lot. I have done subclassing over there, just a little taste though. I added my Arcanist Beam and Fate Carver and the one Arcanist Ultimate to my Nightblade, just for funsies. And yeah, Solstice is real purty. The only thing I've done there is the dailies. I've been running some of the dailies with Minui Pro to just try and get some of the style pages and things. And the music is really amazing, and the wall is really epic, and that's what I'm gonna say because I don't want to spoil anything else. So other than that, it's just been doing stuff on PlayStation and trying to get my amazing little chicken. Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think we lost to Gwen.
I think we did too, but I
So-
don't think it was her fault. I think it's network stuff.
Yeah,
so
I
we'll
had
see
a-
if she returns.
I had a notification about a network problem just beforehand.
Me too.
So, first impressions on subclassing? Even though you've only-
I really like it. The quest was great. It's just a little flavor text quest. But if you read the books that are around her, it's cool. And yeah. I don't want to say too much because I want people to kind of experience it for themselves. Everything costing two skill points definitely goes fast. And what I will say is save your XP scrolls and save your like writs, anything that you can do that will get you additional XP quickly for leveling those skills. Because as soon as you throw them on your bar, if you do a bunch of that stuff, you can level through them pretty quickly. So I've just been running the two skills that I have like on the one bar or back and forth on different bars, and I have already leveled one of them up to I think 3 or 4, and then the other one I think is still like level 1, but that's because it's the ultimate, so it takes a little bit. But so far, I like it. I think Solstice in general, this launch has been really, really good, and I think it's brought a really nice sort of feeling back to the community a little bit. I think it feels more like some launches in the past where there's been a lot of excitement about it, and it's just something fresh and different, and I think that it's kind of reinvigorated some things again, which is really, really great. There are tons of people everywhere. I mean, like, a lot of people. A lot of people. So, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of people in game. There's a lot of people that I've seen running some different combinations, which is pretty cool. On the flip side, I know that there are a lot of endgame raiders who are concerned about a lack of class identity in some ways for running trials, or a lack of balance when it comes to subclassing in certain scenarios. But my hope is that ZOS buffs up some other stuff rather than nerfs what's currently there. So...
Yeah, I saw some feedback. I think it was one
Did
of
you watch?
Hat.
Was it Skinny? I was
No.
gonna say Skinny's been pretty outspoken about it too.
No, this was comments. I think it was Hack's video about, like, he kind of tier listed what for like a solo subclass build. and everything was B class or up according to him. But some of the feedback or it was in the comments, he mentioned he'd like some of the passives are specific to having skills from that skill line equipped, as opposed to you just get a passive that gives you buff, you know. And people were saying no, they think that those need to be kept. He said he would like to see those changed to where they were beneficial across the board, and people's feedback was they think they should stay because that gives the class some advantage to staying in a pure class setup.
Right.
I kind of can see both sides of that.
Yeah.
I personally I'd like a more interesting solution to that than just it's better to stay pure class because of a passive like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe, you know, class sets or something that utilize bonuses based on the amount of, I don't know what you know to do with that, but but anyway, I was just curious, since you've actually gotten to see the system a little bit, what you thought about it. I have not yet.
Yeah.
So
I was pretty giddy using it the first time because it was really cool to be able to have like my main character that I really, really like with a few skills from the Arcanist, just
Right.
like other things that I really, really like. Because realistically, those are kind of the only two characters that I really commit to quite a bit. I have others on there, like right now I've only taken just the one Arcanist line, and I've left two of my Nightblade lines. If I were to add a third line, it would probably be a Templar line. But right now, you know, I'm not a min-maxer. If stuff's still dying and I'm staying alive, that's what matters to me. So I don't like hardcore endgame raid. I don't do anything like that where I have to really worry about composition of groups.
right.
So for me, just having fresh skills and then also still being able to retain my main character that I've had for forever, as well as just add a little bit of freshness to the rotation for me has been nice.
Right, and that's kind of where I fall too. If I had tons of time and could invest in multiple characters, you know, then I'd get to play around with all of them more. I don't know that I hit 50 yet with my Arcanist. I'm right there at it if I haven't. But
I mean, no matter what, you still have to level all the skills again.
right,
So,
right. But
doesn't
I just mean that like I have characters at level 50, and so if it was just a matter of playing around with other abilities and I had time, sure, I could just log into another character. But if I'm only going to do content probably once, I don't want to switch back and forth. I want to just stick to one character, and being able to play around with other abilities kind of opens up, you know, that option to not have to, you know, well, I'd like to play my Dragon Knight, but they haven't done anything, and I'd be starting over essentially. Now I could just slap on a Dragon Knight skill line and, you know, play around with it. So, yeah, I jokingly told you guys in the chat that I was going to make a fire and ice build, since Templar has some fire ability already.
I didn't think that was a joke. I thought that was for real.
Well, you know, it could happen. But I was thinking of doing that and then taking like the Warden skill line, and take a Warden skill line, or perhaps Necro, you know, something that gives me some ice abilities, and then Dragon Knight flame abilities, and it was going to be my temp Lar build, you know, because hot and cold temp.
Yep.
But
Silly.
yeah. And if you go with a Templar and an Arcanist, you can be a Templarcanist blade.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, cool. We don't have too much longer to go on console. 10 more days.
10 days. 10 days.
And technically this day's basically over. So,
True.
you know, it's like 9.
Yeah.
But, anyway. So you want to get into some of our newsy news?
Sure.
Let's see. Any of this we might want to hold in case Gwen comes back? No.
I think it's all pretty straightforward. This
Yeah.
week's pretty light on the news. It's kind of all centric to the same stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, then we'll just go down the list. The first thing we've got is, sorry, I'm trying to process and read. The stream team. See streamers team up during the Tamriel Streams Together series. So to celebrate the launch of Update 46 and Seasons of the Worm Cult Part 1, ESO stream team members are pairing up for a special series of live streams. Tamriel Streams Together today. The Tamriel Streams Together series begins today and will continue until Sunday, June 8th. So I guess by the time you're hearing this is actually going to be over with.
Yep, last day was today.
Yeah. During this special window, you can catch some of your favorite ESO stream team members as they pair up to delve deep into some of the new adventures, systems, and additions coming with the Seasons of the Worm Cult Part 1 and Update 46 base game patch. Each day, participating stream teamers will pair up for a special shared live streams and focus on a specific activity. Solstice questing exploration, Austin Cage trial expeditions, subclassing system builds, housing builds and tours, PvP battles. You can see who from the stream team is currently live at any one time by visiting the stream team page. Curious as to who is pairing today? Check out the infographic to see. So like we said, I guess there's not much more to say there. All this is pretty well over with. Did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I'm not sure if this is still going. I cannot remember if these drops stay on or if they were done today. But there was tiered drops as well during the Tamriel Streams Together stuff. So if you did watch it, check your Twitch inventories, because first thing was a crown crate, then there was a skill respec after 3 hours, then after 6 hours you got a Nibonese pony pet, and then if you watched any just ESO stream team member, so all those other things were available just in the directory, but if you watched a stream team member, then you got an additional attribute or an attribute respec scroll. So yeah, this was a cool idea. I like that they did this. I just think it was great, and the graphics they did for this were really neat, very easy to read. So I hope that they get to do this again with like the stream team and the creator people again, because it was nice to see the directory so alive.
Yeah, and if you are curious, I guess some of those streams will probably be available at least for a few days to go back and watch, right?
I was just going to say that too, since a lot of them are, partners and all of that stuff. So they should have quite a few of those videos probably up for a little while. You won't get the drops from them, but you could still go back and, like, say you wanted to watch, Aussie and Cage. You could go back and look at Aussie and Cage. So that'd be cool.
Yep.
Neato.
Speedo.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What we got next?
Something that I already brought up, but let's talk about it just a little more real quick.
Tell me more.
Oh, okay. Seasons of the Worm Cult Part 1 and Update 46 are live on PC and Mac. So it is now live on PC, Mac, Steam, and the Epic Store. It's featuring a brand new saga and a true sequel to ESO's base game questline. Seasons of the Worm Cult Part 1 is set in a land wholly new to the Elder Scrolls and is included in the 2025 Content Pass and 2025 Premium Edition. Both are available now. They have the official launch trailer, which is a little bit... it's got some additional content that we haven't seen from when the game launched the other day. not the game launched, but from when the new season launched the other day. So you can go check that out on the Elder Scrolls website as well. It, of course, releases the base game patch, which features new additions and fixes, as well as a subclassing system and a new system to welcome back returning heroes. So that's been one that's kind of running under the radar a little bit, because it's kind of hard for you to test a system when you play the game all the time that's for returning folks, Seasons of the Wormcult Part 1 as well. You can delve into the mysterious new land of Solstice and investigate the resurgence of the dreaded Wormcult. Note that this is only the first part of this adventure, with Part 2 arriving in Q4 of this year. A true sequel story. In this new adventure and story, you will continue the narrative from ESO's original main questline as you investigate the resurgence of the infamous Wormcult. Together with new and returning allies, you must venture into the Isle of Solstice, discover the cult's plans, and uncover the secrets of the mysterious writhing wall that divides it. Discover more about this new storyline in this deep dive blog, and then it gives you a link to the deep dive that we talked about last week or a couple weeks ago. This new release also introduces Solstice, a tropical island paradise never before seen in the Elder Scrolls series. As you explore the Western Solstice zone, with Eastern Solstice arriving later in Q4, a host of new locations and dangers await, including unique world bosses and delves, a public dungeon, and a special standalone story quest, and more. You can learn more about the new zone here as well. Ossian Cage also is featured. Tamriel's PvE players can put together their teamwork and skills to the test with Western Solstice's Ossian Cage. This 12-player challenge set in Cold Harbor, but accessible from the new zone, sees teams venture into one of Molag Bal's most infamous fortresses to capture a dangerous relic. New dangers, mechanics, and rewards await those willing to brave the Ossian Cage. The Fighters Guild needs your help. While adventuring within Solstice, you can earn and unlock a series of new and unique rewards. This includes 16 new antiquities with 3 mythic items, a new item set in both the trial and zone, and a ton of collectibles ranging from crafting motifs to pets. Even better, all adventurers will receive a 10% experience boost while adventuring in Solstice throughout the entire year. Ooh, that's cool. Access to the Seasons of the Wormcult Part 1 is included in 2 editions of the game, and the 2025 Content Pass and the 2025 Premium Edition. Both editions are available now and feature a whole year's worth of adventure, including the Fallen Banners Dungeon Pack, Seasons of the Wormcult Part 1, Feast of Shadows Dungeon Pack arriving in Q3, Access to the Writhing Wall arriving in Q4, and Seasons of the Wormcult Part 2 arriving in Q4. A unique mount, pet, and a memento. In addition to the above, the 2025 Premium Edition also includes access to the game and all of the previous chapters. For a full breakdown of everything included in both, you can visit the Content Pass page. Once you have access to Seasons of the Wormcult Part 1, you can begin your new adventure via Wayshrine, where you can teleport directly to the zone by accessing your map, selecting Solstice, and then selecting the automatically unlocked Sunport Docks Wayshrine, or via the Seasons of the Wormcult main quest. You can have the game lead you to Western Solstice by picking up the storyline's first main story quest, the Stirk Fellowship. You can find it via your collections menu by navigating to Stories, then New Releases, and finally selecting Solstice. Note that while the zone features a sequel story to the ESO base game, there are no level or story requirements for jumping into your Seasons of the Wormcult adventure. You can play with a new or existing character. Releasing alongside is Update 46, a free base game patch for all ESO players. Update 46 introduces a series of new features, improvements, and fixes. With the new subclassing system, you can mix and match up to 2 different class skill lines with your existing characters, unlocking new realms of customizability for your builds and playstyles. To get started with the subclassing system, all you need is 1 character at level 50. You can then pick up the short system quest to begin, and build a character uniquely you. Been away from Tamriel for a while? The new Heroes Return system provides tools and guidelines to help get you back in the game and the world of ESO as quickly as possible. In addition to a short quest that reminds you of the game's combat basics, this system also enables the Heroes Return Golden Pursuits campaign and unique login rewards. Put your best foot forward when stepping back into Tamriel's second era. A new ESO Plus benefit, the Furnishing Vault, also allows you to store up to 500 unique furnishing stacks in a special vault accessible for any of your homes in Tamriel. All ESO Plus members can acquire this new collectible for free, and you can access the Furnishing Vault via the housing editor while decorating or by interacting directly with the system itself. When Update 46 arrives on consoles June 18th, for the first time, Xbox and PlayStation players will be able to enjoy add-on support previously available only to PC and Mac players. Note that add-on support will be fully enabled on June 23rd, the week after launch, and allow players to download add-ons from within the game UI on Xbox Series X and on PlayStation 5. Only UI add-ons are available. If you are a console add-on developer, you are invited to upload your creations using the Uploader tool. We can't wait to see how the console community reacts to add-on support. Finally, Update 46 also introduces a series of tweaks and improvements to the base game experience. This includes improvements to the in-game map and better tutorials for the game's way shrine system. Master crafters will also be thrilled to discover that they are now awarded master writs in stackable envelopes, dramatically saving inventory space. These are just some of the highlights of the changes and additions coming to ESO with the Update 46. For a full list of everything you can expect from the base game patch, check out our patch notes below. The dreaded worm cult has returned, and the people of Solstice need your help. Explore an island paradise, investigate the cult's mysterious return, and discover the secrets of the writhing wall now that it divides it all. Are you ready to begin your Seasons of the Worm Cult adventure? Perhaps you're most looking forward to customizing your builds with the subclassing system. Share your plans with us, and we'll see you in Tamriel. Whew.
Take a breath.
Yeah. So there's a few things in there that I actually have also played with that I forgot to mention. I was kind of holding off on it until we do stuff later when it hits console, but honestly, I'm just going to talk about a few of the things now because we're bringing it up anyway.
Okay.
I have not started the main quest at all yet. Well, I've done the prologue quest. But what I will tell you is I have spoken with a few NPCs, and I am already incredibly intrigued by what is happening with the writhing wall. I have done one, I did the public dungeon, one of the public dungeons, and you learn kind of what's going on from a little bit of flavor text in there with one of the NPCs, and it was like, oh, now this makes sense. I see what's happening. So, you know, I'm excited to actually get to the main quest and learn more about it. I have not done the trial, of course, but I can tell you that I have gotten a million bajillion leads because I have done all of the world bosses already and explored a lot of the area. So that's been really, really fun. And I have played with the Furnishing Vault just a little bit. Not very much. I haven't really used it, but I did add it into my house, and it looks really cool. So I can't wait to actually have time to mess with that a little bit more. And then I'm super excited about the console add-ons. There is one change that has been interesting on PC, and I don't know how much we will notice it. I don't really think we'll notice it too much on consoles at all. They've actually updated the UI. So, you know how right now, like, for example, if we were to go into our, let's see, let me see if I can find a menu that would have this. I guess it doesn't really have it here on controller UI now that I think about it. So we're not going to really notice it. But over on the PC, it almost used to have like fuzzy edges. Like say that I would open my inventory. The inventory would show with like a little bit of like a papery edge or like a little bit fuzzy. It wasn't like really clean hard lines like we have on the controller UI.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've updated everything and it's very like modernized is the best way to put it. It's kind of clean lines. It's a little bit brighter. It's a little bit sharper is a good way to put it. So like the logos and stuff as they appear at the top of your inventory look very sharp. The Golden Pursuit logo is like really popped out. So I don't think we're going to notice it, but it is an update that was made to PC that was kind of like one of those updates that wasn't really like hidden in the patch notes, but it was one of those things where they kept saying, we're going to update the UI. And I don't think anybody really realized what they meant until we've seen it. And then people were like, whoa, okay, we saw it. We weren't expecting that quite. So,
Do you like it?
Yes and no. I think it's much more friendlier to read from a, like it stands out a little more. It's not quite as soft. Like the logos and stuff are much more prevalent. But I'm going to be honest, I do kind of miss the way the other one looked, because the other one looked a little more high fantasy to me.
I was going to say, the modern look might look a little more digital, which doesn't fit with the theme.
Yeah. So I don't think it's bad. I think it's just different. I think maybe from an accessibility perspective, it's a little easier to read the new one. So I do like that for people. The other thing that's added in there that we should be getting, I would assume as well, that I don't know if everybody will notice or will see, because it wasn't really talked about, but now there is an additional logo next to things that you need to learn. So they used to have that as an add-on in PC. Like people would have, whatever the add-on is that would tell you in your inventory which items were learned and which were not learned. It's in the base game now. So there's like a little logo next to it that shows you that you need to learn it on your character.
Do you mean like motifs and such?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So whereas where it used to say, we'd have to look at the top where it says like unknown recipe.
Right.
Now you can just open up the window of the inventory and you can see, oh, that one's green, that one's green, that one's green. That means that I need to learn those.
Okay. That's good. That's good, because that's something that I've wanted for a while, because like I always have to scroll through and and actually scroll slow enough to read,
Yeah, now you won't have to scroll slow enough to read. You just have to scroll slow enough that you don't accidentally bypass it, when you're looking at it. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. That is going to change people's lives, and so is the UI stuff. Like, as soon as people are going to be able to look and find all the lore books and find out, all the crafting stuff, it's going to be massively... I am very intrigued to see what happens to our market on PlayStation, because it will either completely crash or it will explode, because people are going to have access to being able to run and go grab, like style pages, stuff like that, much faster than they can now. Unless they're a person who's in a crafting guild and they're just used to those locations. Like, I can tell you, I don't ever do treasure maps on PlayStation. I'm the worst at that. And I have them all. When I can do treasure maps, my inventory is going to breathe a sigh of relief. Because I've got so many of those things. So...
Do you at least have to find it first? Or does it just...
No.
Okay. I say that would have... I guess they could have done that as a... if they wanted to, they could have made that kind of a thing. You had to at least find it the first time, and then it marked it on your map. But,
yeah, so the way it currently works with the add-on that I have on PC is I just open up my main map, and say I look in my inventory and I know I have a Craglorn map. As soon as I toggle into Craglorn, it says, you have treasure map 2 in this zone, and then it just puts a red X on my map, and I go right to that spot. If you have more than one, it won't take the X off your map until you've done all of them. However, the trick is you have to obviously leave the area, get out of the draw distance, and then come back to it again, and then it will repopulate the stuff that you need to dig up or that you need to gather or whatever.
The same way that the harvesting things work.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Same thing.
Okay.
Same thing.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't know if I have too many treasure maps. I had been selling all of them fairly cheap on the traders just to get rid of them, because I didn't do them either. Yeah. I think I was putting them up for like 500 gold.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd move pretty quick, so people that actually cared to go do that.
I'm sure there's probably a couple of people that are real thankful for you, because, I mean, some of those maps will sell for like hundreds of thousands or millions on PC.
Right.
Depending on what the leads are from the zone.
Yeah. To me, inventory is such an issue that I don't want to spend, a bunch of time looking up how much each one's worth and trying to sell it and hope that it moves and end up coming back to me so it was just worth it to get rid of it and get a little something out of it to me. So
I gotcha.
my loss, somebody else's gain.
That's true.
But yeah, I could see, I don't know if I'll do them, all the time still having that option. But if I'm in an area and go, oh yeah, I got that, I'm close to it, might as well go grab that while I'm there. For sure, that's definitely an improvement. Yeah, so there were a couple of things in here I was going to ask about.
Yeah.
I don't remember for sure what all of them were now. You may have already, when you went back and talked about some of them, you might have answered some of it already. One of the things was that 10% XP boost.
Yep.
Is that a typo or is that actually 10%?
Nope. I believe it actually is a 10% XP boost, and it's, I think, to help offset the re-leveling of subclassing.
Okay. Well, the reason that I ask, I know a lot of times when they do the zone-specific events, they do 100% XP. I didn't know if that might be...
Oh, yeah, no, this is for all year. That's why.
Right.
100% XP buff in the zone all year would be insane.
Yeah, it would. But that's why I was just checking on that.
Yeah.
I figured that was probably the case, but, we had a typo. I think it was last week. So
we did.
So just curious.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one is actually correct, and I believe it's to go hand in hand with the fact that you have to completely re-level your skill lines for subclassing. Going along with that really quick, one thing that was not mentioned in there is in the green tree, there is also now a additional, not skill, but an additional thing that you can slot CP into that will also help you level Quickler. Quickler? What is Quickler? Quickler.
That's a villain in a superhero movie.
Yeah, the Quickler.
Yeah, I hate that guy.
So yes, you'll be able to level a little bit quicker there.
No, I like Quickler better.
Okay.
I think I just got the title for this episode for the podcast.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Anyway, yeah, that might have been it. I think the other thing I might just ask you privately.
Go for it. When we get done with the show, I mean.
Let's see. Yeah, I think that was it. Okay, well, I suppose we can move on to the next one. Oh, this is the one Gwen needed to read.
Yeah.
So, if you were here for the little bit of pre-show and some of the nonsense before we started, we've got Golden Pursuits live again. New Golden Pursuits. Participate in Tamriel's mid-year revelry. An adorable pet, imposing statue, and pile of gold welcome new, returning, and veteran players to Tamriel during June's new Golden Pursuits campaign. Golden Honor Chicken. Anyway.
Golden Honor Chicken. It's chicken in a pot.
The chicken's a pothead. The mid-year celebrations Golden Pursuit campaign is now live and runs until June 24th at 10 a.m. During the campaign period, you can complete a host of in-game activities to unlock the following rewards. Complete 6 activities, 15,000 gold. Complete 12 activities, Molag Ball statue furnishing. Complete 18 activities, Golden Honor Chicken. Or pet. The highlight of this month is undeniably the adorable, noble, Golden Honor pet. That said, a statue of the Lord of Domination makes for a stimulating conversation piece when placed in your holiday home, and we know everybody appreciates a little extra in-game coin. During the campaign period, there's a total of 27 different activities you can complete. And welcome to all new and returning players exploring Tamriel this month with the release of Seasons of the Wormcult Part 1, Many of the challenges focus on the kind of basic activities in which all ESO players typically engage. This includes completing quests, defeating enemies, crafting items, looting containers, and selling items. Log in to see the full list of activities within the Golden Pursuits section of the Activity Finder. You all belong here. With a mysterious new island to explore and an old threat to face, Tamriel's adventurers, be they new, returning, or veteran, will find it easy to get the most out of this month's Golden Pursuits campaign. Are you excited to earn your very own Golden Honor Chicken? Let us know on socials.
I sure am. I only got 4 more to go.
Golden Honor Chicken.
15 days left to do 4 of these things. That's no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a cute little guy. That statue is pretty wild.
Yeah, it's the one that matches all the other ones that we've gotten.
I don't know that I necessarily want that hanging out on my peaceful island, but, you know, it's definitely...
But it's just like the one they sell in the Bethesda store.
Honor Chicken.
Sure. Sure.
Speaking of Golden Honor Chicken, tonight when we got home for dinner, I fixed myself a bowl of ramen, and it was chicken flavored ramen. And
Okay.
I had some leftover barbecue I threw in there too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's irrelevant.
Yeah, yes. Yes, it is.
Getting to know your hosts.
Yeah, right. Getting to know you. Oh, my goodness. You know what else you can get to know?
I know you can tell me.
Yeah, you can get to know more about Seasons of the Worm Cult by looking at the community guides that were published on the webpage.
Yeah.
Look at that transition.
That
Dang.
was as good as a lime.
Yeah, sure. Great. Anyway, you can...
Lime Land? Oh,
What?
is that the little icon thing that you were talking about? For stuff you need to learn?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah, the title of that one is favorite things about Update 46 Solstice Seasons in Limeland. So.
Yeah, it's because Jay Hart loves all the fruit decorations that they had for the new chapter. One of the very first ones featured is Tamriel Tidbits. That's Zell's. That's Lore Seeker, which is great.
Awesome sauce.
So that is how to get all the rewards in Season of the Worm Cult Part 1. And then Jay Hart's got the furnishing stuff. There is one on Western Solstice treasure maps as well from GameMaps.com. Then there is console add-ons and everything you need to know. Ooh, I need to watch that one.
Same.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. And then we've got ESO Collectibles Update 46. Yes, that is the mammoth mount.
I was looking at the sloth when you said that, and I was like,
yes.
That's not a mammoth.
There's also a sloth, yes. Ooh, Shiny, Update 46 edition by Nasseria as well. How to make millions in Update 46. Then, of course, it goes into subclassing. Ninja Pulse has a great beginner let me try that again.
Maybe you shouldn't try to say that so quickly.
Quickler. Yeah, I gotta slow down. Ninja Pulse has a great subclassing beginner video as well, besides the one that's here. This is power leveling subclassing in minutes, but they have a basic one that's really great. Skinny's got top 10 skill lines for DPS. We've got some builds. We've got J-Clips with best classes. We've got some Warden Love from Zynode. Couple different builds there. Hyperioxy's got a subclass solo build Arcanist Sork Nightblade build there to feature, and Hack has subclassing solo pet build. So there is quite a variety of content and things to look at over there. And that's it for the community guides.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like I was going to say something, but I got distracted by an oversight that I may have made. Tell you later.
Okay.
So
Nice.
the console add-ons,
Mm-hmm.
has Cujo Kills had a chance to play with those?
Maybe.
That's
They were uploading the back end stuff for them, like, during PTS. So
okay.
I do believe that they had some groups
Okay.
probably able to look at that stuff a
Cool.
little better.
Cool. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that was quick.
Yeah.
And we don't have any lore for this week, it looks like.
I was trying to find a few things while we were talking about that, but let's see.
I mean, I gave you some lore. I mean, it's the unreliable narrator thing. You only have my perspective on what was in the bowl that I had earlier to eat, you know.
Oh, that is true.
But that's some host lore.
Nice. Nice. I was looking for... I found a few really good books, but I can't seem to remember what they were called. So I was clicking through the quests and like some notes to see if I could figure out what they were. But I can't seem to find some of them. Let me do like welcome to Soul. It's something like that. A Visitor's Guide to Western Solstice. I can do that one if you want.
Sure.
Okay. We have the Visitor's Guide to Western Solstice by Lector Penninriel of the College of Sea and Sword. An overview of places of interest in Western Solstice. Author's note. With the sudden influx of Stirk Fellowship warriors to our humble island, the Regency of Sunport decided to get my treatise on the significant locations of Solstice back in print. To expedite matters, this volume only covers areas accessible on the western side of the island. A second volume is forthcoming, and hopefully will be available by the time the eastern side of the island is reachable. Sunport. Sunport is the shining capital city of Solstice. Founded by the High Elves of Clan Corellania as an outpost long ago, today it is a magnificent city that I dare say rivals the metropolises of the mainland or Piandania. While initially home to primarily High Elves and their households, today Sunporters come in all varieties. You will encounter Nords, Imperials, Khajiit, Argonians, and even Sea Elves living and working in the city. Open square, plazas, and gardens fill the city, which features an impressive array of architecture. Altmer construction atop ancient Argonian foundations. Artisans and crafters are everyone, working and selling from open-air stalls and inside quaint shops distributed throughout the city. Be sure to drop into the Sleepy Sloth Inn for a local beverage or to try a taste of island cooking. The Cathedral of the Three Queens serves as the Sunporter house of worship, and the shrines inside the holy building are dedicated to not only the revered Azura, Meridia, and Nocturnal, but to various divines as well. No visit to Sunport is complete without a stop in the Palace District to gaze upon the impressive Vinotilmo Palace, seat of power of Regent Karenway Corellania and her advisors. Note to our newest visitors, the temporary headquarters of your fighters and mages guilds can be found in this section of the city, generously provided for your use by the Regency. The Shell-Tide Village. Far to the south of Sunport, on Solstice's southern shore, stands the Shell-Tide Village, primary settlement of the Tideborn Argonians. When you enter the village proper, the first thing you notice are the large thatched huts and the elevated platforms and walkways. Be sure to visit Barthul's open-air seaside market. He carries a generous mix of Tideborn products as well as goods from around the island and even procured from visiting merchant vessels.
And if you are friendly and non-threatening, they may even allow you to take a closer look at the tidal nesting pools along the shore. Coralania Manor. This ancient manor house was once the grandest example of Altmer architecture on the island prior to the construction of Sunport's palace. However, today the place is abandoned and considered haunted and cursed by most of the inhabitants of the island. Feel free to explore the area around the manor and examine the striking details from afar, but be warned, this was the primary dwelling of the powerful Coralanian necromancer, and legends of ghost spirits and other undead haunting the interior of the property may not be totally without merit. Shore's Stand. A more recent settlement, though still more than a century old, Shore's Stand was founded by Nord traders who made their way to Solstice in longships and decided to stay. In fact, stories told in the village indicate the oldest longhouses in Shore Stand were constructed using lumber provided by one or more of the longships they arrived in. The village encircles a large square wooden platform or stage with a tall carved pole at its center. Wooden longhouses and log cabins surround the square, providing living and working space, gathering halls, and a raucous tavern known as the Whale Splash Inn, easily identified by the bleached whale bones that frame the entrance. Broken Light Temple. Before the Coralanians adopted the three queens as the patron deities of Sunport, Meridia, the Prince of Light, had a presence on Solstice. Some scholars believe that the ruined temple, now known as Broken Light, may have been built atop a Daedric shrine dedicated long before man or Mer came to the island. In the early days of the Coralanian migration to Solstice, as the city of Sunport was being raised, followers of Meridia constructed a grand temple to their patron. Stories of what tragedy befell the place are vague and contradictory, but at some point in the past, the place suffered disaster and was abandoned. As with Coralania Manor, visitors are urged to explore the ruins from the outside, as the interior is dangerous not only because of the damaged portions of the structure, but because some unknown guardian prowls its halls and chambers. Sanguine's Fair. Another Daedric cult with a strong following here on Solstice. The Revelers of the Rose honor and venerate Sanguine, the Daedric Prince of Pleasure. As such, Sanguine revels all descriptions can be found occurring regularly across the island. The most famous of these, Sanguine's Fair, is located in the southwest corner of the island. This combination elaborate party and entertaining attractions features brightly colored tents full of wonders and delights with all sorts of exotic food and drink to be had. Now, while the Sanguine followers welcome any who seek fun and enjoyment to experience the thrills and amusements of the fair, recent reports indicate that for some reason the fair has taken a darker turn as of late. The Regency urges caution if you decide to explore the fair. And that is it.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So Solstice has got some good places to check out.
Haunted houses.
Oh yeah. More than just haunted houses. Quite a few caves too.
You know, that's one thing that I think would be cool if we had. We don't have a ton of huge indoor spaces. By indoor, I mean, just actually inside of a building. So they could do some big giant haunted house type stuff, like an actual maze inside of a big house.
Well, you'll just have to go play and see.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I say we don't. Currently, I have not seen one. I don't know what's coming with the new stuff. I haven't been able to go in and do that yet. But anyway, haunted houses are cool.
Yeah.
I always liked reading about ghost stories and stuff as a kid, so.
Nice.
A little more host lore.
There you go.
I didn't care about what this.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, nobody cares about what I read as a kid.
It's okay.
Also, I don't know where the Dwemer didn't go. Because Never didn't go either.
Nice. Nice.
Nope.
All right. No more murder hobos question. If you could only pick one non-com pet to follow you forever, who would you choose?
maybe one of the little quasigriffs things, the little griffin pets.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
realize you had such a soft spot for quasigriffs.
I think griffins are cool. When I had a motorcycle, I had my helmet had a griffin on it because I think griffins are cool. I think they're, you know,
More
big.
host lore.
Yeah. I just think they're more, or I think they're just kind of I don't know, they look cool. The different combinations of animals like that. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. It wouldn't be well, I don't know, the big-eared cat because Ember likes it. Like its big, stupid ears.
Nice.
But I'm trying to think of the pets. It wouldn't be a dog or a cat probably because, I have cats. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing against cats, but if I can roll around with a unique pet, it's the first one that comes to mind because I think that was probably the only one I ever saw as I think it was a pre-order bonus or like the deluxe edition bonus or something was that you got that pet. I think I actually paid the extra to get that because I was like, oh, cool, I like that pet.
All right.
You?
Torchbug, hands down.
The torch bugs are cool.
Yeah. Well, they have significance to wood elves too, and Ifre. So being a wood elf main, just a standard, good old green torchy butt like the original, I would be perfectly happy with. If I could choose whatever color I want, it would be blue, which doesn't currently exist yet. Yet.
Is that to?
It exists. It exists in game. It's an asset. They just have not made them as like a non-com pet. They're in the
Right.
world.
Right. So is that like a Gwen repellent?
No.
Because
No.
blue.
Yeah. Well, she's better now.
I know.
Better now.
I know.
So, yeah.
I know. Cool. Yeah, I like the torch bugs. I like
Yeah,
glowy
it would-
things.
It would probably be the torch bugs or, torch bugs or, I don't know. I'm gonna say this, and it's probably not what I would actually want, but my little pocket mammoth, because he was one of my first like non-com pets.
Yeah, I was just trying to look through. I don't think it would be a Daedric pet. I mean, they're cool and all. But yeah. Oh, I also do like the little dragon imps.
Yeah, the dragon imps are fun.
And I have
They
a
are fun.
crimson torch bug. Where did I get a crimson torch bug?
Elsewhere. The Elsewhere release. Like the Elsewhere announcement stream. That was the pet that we got from watching the stream.
Okay, I forgot about that.
I also really like my Guar hatchling, which is just an egg with legs.
Oh yeah. I can't remember if I got that or not. I know I thought about it, but I don't remember if I actually did. Yeah, I like the dragon illusion pets. Those are cool. Yeah, I don't know. I might just be sticking with one of the griffin pets.
That's fine.
Because I can't remember all of them. I was just kind of going through. The Endricks are cool. The haunting Endrick pet is kind of cool because I guess because one of my kids named it when she saw it running around my island. She's like, "It's Moo Moo," or something like that. So
That's silly.
yeah, the Mara spring chicken's pretty great. Gosh, there are so many pets. But yeah, I like the.
I have so many pets, it's ridiculous. If they ever combine platforms or make us choose, I'm not going to know which one to choose because I'm going to be in so much trouble because I have so many pets.
The snowball buddy, that one's fun.
The snowball is pretty fun. The pet rock is also a personal favorite of
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
But that's because we know the person that helped make it, so.
Yeah. I would say probably the little griffin pet. Just I'm gonna stick with that. Now
Final answer.
we have to
Griffin pet.
we have to get Gwen's take next time we do this. So.
Yep.
Because if she asked that question, she must have had one in mind.
Yeah, maybe.
I added a question. If you could make any non-combat pet, what would it be?
If I could make a non-combat pet.
You can think about that one for another week if you need.
It's probably wrong that this is the thought that I had because I shouldn't think of that as a pet. I was thinking like a miniature version of me. Like Nico, you know.
Okay, but I kind of love that because we have the mini Jakajit Chimera and Raz.
Mm-hmm. But I don't mean like a walks around on four legs. I just mean like a little mini Nico. And, you know, bipedal, walking on, you know, two. Just like, so it'd be basically like my little youngin'.
That would be silly.
I think that would just be funny to roar into battle with my Khajiit and little baby me next to me. Obviously, I would never do that. You know, that'd be terrible. Take your kids into a fight, but
Yeah.
you know, because it would have to slot as a combat pet, or non-combat pet, I guess, in the where they would place it if you could have it. That's what popped into my head.
That would be silly.
You?
If I could have any non-combat pet, what would it be? That one's kind of hard, actually. I came up with it, but I didn't really have anything in mind.
Okay.
I think maybe... Well, hold on. Let me think about this. I think I would like to have, like, but that's not a pet. See, that's the problem. It would be more of a companion.
Mine wasn't a pet.
An Alfique. I want, like, an Alfique, like, with its little hat and its little clothes.
Okay.
Which I can do that anyway, because I can just take Azabi out and let him run around behind me. But, like, what if they made... Yeah, see, it's not a pet. That's the problem. That would be more of, like, what next companion do you want? I want an Alfique. I want some crazy tiny little cat that casts magic or something. They can't do that because they needed to be able to hold, like, a sword or something. I don't know. So...
Under the current system, yeah, I suppose they could make some changes to allow for some other things, but how about a little tree, like a little Snugpod with legs?
A tiny little Spriggan? That would be so cute.
Yeah, there you go. And every time you stop, it just roots itself. That
I actually kind of love that.
Yeah, that would actually be kind of fun. Yeah, so maybe I'm going Spriggan just instead of little me, because that wouldn't be a pet. A little Spriggan pet, that would be kind of fun. We haven't had those before, right?
No.
Yeah, I think a little Spriggan pet, because then you can. I'm just picturing putting that as a pet and then like putting it in the house and then pathing it. So you got a little Spriggan running all over the place.
Silly.
That's great.
That is pretty cool.
All right.
Well, I think we did it.
I think we did. So we have some pretty big things going on in the guild. We like to call those announcements.
Yep.
And so we are a guild, or we are not a guild. We are in a guild.
I don't know. At this point, I would probably say we are a guild.
Yeah. But so we're part of the Lore Seekers. We are multi-platform, and we are on all the platforms: PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. And we all play on PlayStation. I am the only one that does not play on PC as well. But for the PC or the PlayStation side of things, we got a few things that we do week to week. We've got Mondays with Moki. That's fishing, Cyrodiil, achievement hunting, all kinds of stuff. So if you want to come hang out and do some things like that with Moki and crew, that is Monday nights at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. And I can remember that because we put it on the thing. Treacherous Tuesday is our dungeon day. Just group up, go do dungeons. It's that simple. Any time of the day, any dungeon you want to do, any reason you want to do it, just go do it. Dungeons are fun, and we met and started doing a podcast because we ran dungeons together. So group up with some buddies and or group up with some guildies that maybe you don't know, and you might find some buddies, and then go do dungeons. And then Fearless Friday. We don't talk about this one much, but Arthuria Dragoon leads this from 7 starting around 7 Central, 8 Eastern. And for those that are uninitiated, this is the Undaunted event. Undaunted. We are
undaunted. And he's crunching afterwards.
Yeah. I came up with that when we were talking about it earlier. I was like, I'm going to crunch during the Undaunted.
Wow. Wow.
So, anyway, I think Gwen mentioned something about adding something to a thing, and that made me think of it. So, anyway, Undaunted dailies, the pledges, delves, all that good stuff. So, come hang out and go do the things.
Hang out and do the things. If you want to catch up with us on social media, you want to answer the No More Murder Hobos questions, or you want to tell us where you haven't found the Dwemer, or you want to tell us how much you love the show, think it's fantabulous, or things that you think we maybe could do better. No promises that we're going to listen, because we're already the most professional group of podcasters ever. But we'll at least see what you got to say, and who knows, but you can do that a couple different ways. You want to tell them a few? Sure. You can go find us over on X/Twitter at Snugpod Cast. You can also send us that email that Never was talking about, snugpodcast@gmail.com. And if you don't want to do either of those things and you just rather come and type it in our chat, then you can come to twitch.tv/snugpodcast, which is where we are currently live right now, there and also on YouTube. So you can find us in either of those places, typically live on Sunday nights after 11 p.m. Eastern.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Did you mention the podcast? I'm sorry, I was distracted.
Oh, you know what? I sure didn't. And if you don't want to listen to us... Wait, that's wrong. If you want to listen to us...
Just don't. You can just check out now. You don't like what you hear, leave.
Make like a tree and leaf.
You'd be like my little baby Spriggan.
Yeah. If you want to listen to us and not watch us, which is what I should have said, you can find us on pretty much all the podcatchers of choice. Typically, I would say our largest audience is probably on Spotify these days. But yeah, you can find us pretty much anywhere as Snugpod Cast. Did I do it now?
I think so. I think you did. I was actually going to check that out and see. Yes. Nearly 50% of our audience is indeed Spotify. Apple Podcast is next. So, in case you needed that information, that's Snug Podcast lore.
There you go. We're just into oversharing tonight, and it's okay.
Yes. But if you want to leave comments and such, then definitely go do that. And you want to listen, yeah. But I think that's a wrap.
I think that is a wrap. Wow, nice
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, beatboxing.
Beatboxing.
So, thanks for hanging out with us. We we appreciate you giving us a little bit of your time. Hopefully, our oversharing didn't scare you away. It's just, from week to week, you never know what you're going to get here, because that's how we roll. But hopefully, we put a smile on your face, gave you a little bit of info about a game we all enjoy, and if so, come hang out with us again. Hopefully next week. Although next week is Father's Day, so
Yeah, we'll have to see.
not entirely sure what will be going on for me as a dad. And since we got moms with dads, and such, maybe who knows. But anyway, but normally next week or the week after, we'll be back soon one way or the other. So come hang out with us again. But until next time, take care of yourself, take care of others, be a decent person. We'll see you soon.
Sleep well, Tamriel.
Bye.
Sounded like a sheep.
Bah. Bah.